How are y'all? We're back. We're here tonight to just give you a recap of the information from last year and talk about the year coming for our Bladen Kids summer recreation program. And we've updated our form for the parents, and this is what they have to fill out as the child is dropped off. And
Is that on the website? We got that form.
we can get you a copy of it or email it to you.
Okay. Email it to me.
And they have them available at each of the sites as well for parents to fill out, and that way, denotes any allergies.
Email it to me.
Okay, sure. These are the dates we were looking at. There are some other camps running in the county, but they don't really overlap as far as the whole continuum of the dates. And like we were saying last year, if children want to participate in another camp, they have that freedom to do so because there's no registration process for us or fees that are charged. So they can come as they see fit, as they're available. And so the start dates where the sites will be open will be June 24th through July 18th. And there'll be a shorter week on the 4th of July week. This is like a recap of the children that attended by ages. As you can see across the board, typically the higher numbers were the 8 to 12-year-old range, and then, we started out at 6 years old and then went up to 14-year-olds. So we did have someone in every category. Sorry, yes.
Am I looking at that wrong, that you've got 3-year-olds that participated?
No, 3 14-year-olds, sorry. We put
It's
the,
got 14 3-year-olds.
14-year-olds and it says 3. There were 3 of those.
14-year-olds and then comma 3.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
I think
sir,
I've
sorry,
asked
it is
them.
confusing. But yes, the most we had was 13, and that was of the 12-year-olds. But yeah, the ages are 6 to 14.
Does that reflect, the number, does that reflect in the daily total on the average daily or
That was
that's?
just overall, like the attendance of the camp, or the program, sorry.
That chart's the folder that shows what you're asking. There's charts and
Yes, we're gonna
folders.
go through each site, like, these are the dates that they attended, and this is the Elizabethtown site. The most we had there was, were 16. East Arcadia, we had definitely lower numbers this year, and I'll let Grant speak to that in just a second. The most we had there were 2. The Bladen site, we had 11, and they stayed continually, an average, good number of kids in attendance. Tar Heel site kind of started off rough and then ended on a better note. And like I said, this just could be due to a lot of things, other camps going on in the county, so we don't really, let it reflect on us as a negative. Kids are busy in the summer, and sports keeps them very busy as well, so they're probably tired from going all these different places. Clarkton site, you can see had a rough patch in the middle. So those are the numbers. Unless there are any questions, I'm gonna pass it to Grant to discuss.
What's the cost of this program?
There's no cost as far as like for the children, but as far as
What's the cost to the county?
to the county, that's through the Parks and Rec, it's funded.
One employee, $12 an hour for 4 hours a day, times 5 sites.
How much an hour, 12 an hour,
$12 an hour.
4 hours a day?
I think it was $10,000 when we first started, but that was what we,
And how many sites, 5?
48,
That's 20.
200, about 250 feet, $250, I think.
And so the grant, is it funded on the grant
no,
or it's out of local money?
And then we come in with the health department and our other partners and provide the health education and nutrition at no cost to the students or to the attendees while they're there as well.
So, I'll be the one. So your numbers are down in a lot of places. So how are you planning on getting those numbers up? What do you do with one kid that we spend $50 a day on? I mean, I'm not saying it's
Right,
wasted, but I'm just saying. And then
Yeah,
you got some sites that didn't have 0 kids. Did those
Right.
people get paid, or did they go to another site, or how are y'all managing that?
We think, Grant has some information on why he thinks the East Arcadia site was so low. so if you wanna talk about.
The times were wrong for that site. This program, let me go back 3 years ago. This program all stemmed from the East Arcadia Open Gym program. We've run that program for 20 years while I've been working. We've always had good numbers. It's always been a really strong program. Well, we decided, 3 years ago, we decided to try to expand on it and go out to different sites throughout the county and create a healthy kid. Well, we have tried. This is the third year. We even coordinated with the help of the school system, the feeding program. So we have tried and tried to do everything, but it's one of those things where, I mean, the next thing is get a bus and you gotta pick them up. I mean, I don't know how to help the numbers in other communities, but I know the East Arcadia community, we're going back to the old time slots that work, because the past 2 years, we tried to keep the program consistent throughout the county, okay? These are the times we're gonna be there, so, in that area, so now we're going back to
What times are most convenient for that?
What is the East
1 to
Arcadia
5.
time?
1 to 5 is the best time in East Arcadia.
They had a,
What are you gonna, I ain't trying to put you on the spot, what are you gonna do at Tar Heel? What are you gonna do at Clarkton?
Advertise and continue like we've been, I mean,
I mean, is the time's a problem at Tar Heel and Clarkton, I guess what I'm asking.
East Arcadia has, air conditioning. See, that's where you run into a really big snag with all of it, is when you start getting the 1 to 5 in Clarkton, it's real hot. 1 to 5 at our office is really hot. So, it has air conditioning, the other sites does not.
This is Monday through Friday,
through
Monday
Thursday.
through Thursday.
Monday, 4 hours in the morning or in the afternoon for Easter.
Right.
And it's provided the lunches through the,
Well, the summer feeding did last year, but, it ended early in East Arcadia, and then, so we decided, or Grant decided through their budget, they will provide snacks for each of the participants, so that, in bottled water, and, so if they come, they at least get something to eat, and they have, you know, something to hydrate them, because they're being physically active, and then we come in with our partners, like, I know 4-H, last year, Stacy Kinlaw provided education as well as, the health department. So they got 2 different sources of education. I mean, we try to make it as fun as we can, you know, we don't typically have a budget for this kind of thing. We go out, we try to make it fun with the games, you know, they enjoyed themselves, the ones that were there. So like Grant said, you know, we can try more education or more advertisement, we get it out to the schools, and we send it home for every school, for the students. And Valerie even, I think, put it on the Facebook page for us last year, so with the school system. So we're trying to get it out there, if, you know, if you have any suggestions, how we can increase.
churches, maybe
Yeah.
the churches, the youth groups, or, you know, the children programs or the youth groups. Because
Okay.
I know that we have a pretty active, in our county, we have a pretty active church website. You know, that's a place where everybody tends to get together.
That's true.
That might be a very good way to.
Okay,
And Ms. Trigger is a point, because see, in our area, in the morning, that's where the kids are in the church. And that may be,
Yeah, we
with
can definitely
others,
do that.
you may find out that they may leave the church in the mornings and then in the afternoon. And can you also tell me where's Clarkton, where
Yeah, where
do
you
they
locate
meet
the location?
their program?
Schools,
is that the school?
At the school?
all of the sites
All
are on school.
Okay, okay.
No, the only gym that has air is East Arcadia.
East Arcadia.
Everybody else,
And it is very hot in there.
Yeah.
Well, we go to do the education, even in the mornings, it's hot. And there is a lot of competition, you know, there's a lot of fun camps in the summer, a lot of sports camps, so kids are just busy. But we wanted to provide something, you know, if we help 2 children, you know, be more physically active, I see it as an accomplishment, because, you know, otherwise they may be doing nothing or out there getting into trouble. So we definitely wanna see it grow and, you know,
I'm not being negative.
oh yeah, I understand.
We need to get more kids involved in these communities,
Right.
and kids are there, and we need to
Right.
find out how to get them involved, that's my whole point.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So I don't know if you need to go to schools, if you need to change the times, I mean, I think that's great, if you have to change the times to get those kids there. In Tar Heel and Clarkton, they
Yeah,
the same
and
way, so we
if they
just,
had air, it probably would work
well,
better for everybody in the afternoons, just because kids don't wanna get up real early in the summer, you know, but.
the heat ain't gonna bother them little kids now.
True.
It might bother me and you, but it ain't gonna bother them kids.
You can't do it, but y'all don't have staffing, whether you, the staffing that you hire, how you hire staffing, do you hire them?
Part-time position, we'll
I'm saying,
advertise and
You
have.
can't do it in the hours where like when it's cool in the evening, like you said, flex hour where you, the
All
staff.
about ball evening, can't go too late.
From like, where maybe like go in there in the cool part of the day, when it starts cooling down, you know?
There's certain times we can be, and that's when you start getting to schools. We have never ventured out that far going after, at dark, after 7 o'clock, so we never,
It's cool.
I don't know how they feel about that.
I didn't know where utility lights and stuff would be an issue, if they had to turn lights and stuff on, but I was thinking if we did something cool up the evening, like my little boy, he go play ball, my grandson. Yeah, wouldn't know, they go in the afternoon, late in the evening, when it's cool, they go out and play ball.
I would ask you to touch base with those principals and see if they have any suggestions on
Outside,
that.
cool.
Okay,
Good job.
okay, thank you.
You get kids to participate, we just need to increase the numbers.
Right,
Any other questions? Item B,
thank you.
is consider approving, is there a motion to
Make a
approve?
motion.
I second.
Mr. Trivet, second, Dr. Huffy been going, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Emergency service, Mr. Bradley Kinlaw. This is probably your last
This is last
presentation,
appearance.
so you really need to
You need to
shine.
do it good.
I'm trying to break a record here and be done in 20 seconds.
Bradley.
I come to you, asking you to approve an amendment, amended MOA from the state for the DRA 2017 program, Hurricane Recovery Program. And basically what they do, with this amendment is up the caps. So for example, instead of spending $50,000 to fix somebody's home, they moved it up to $85,000, so on and so forth. So hopefully, we'll be able to help more people.
Motion by Mr. Britt, second by Ms. Trivet, any discussion?
I got one thing, I talked with the guy with the secretary of, I did probably the other day, I was there talking to the governor with that. My thing is this, we constantly making motions and you coming with $1 million stuff. When are we gonna start seeing results? I know you get ready to leave, but I'm trying to figure out, I don't see any results. I ain't seen nothing in 2 years. Not one thing done. I'm saying, is it in that point where we start now to start seeing stuff built and put back?
Yes. A lot of the first round of projects, all the surveying, legal work, all that's been done. So we're fixing to see properties being bought, we're fixing to see nails going in wood.
Bricks and mortar.
Yes.
Okay, cause I know we done spent a bunch of money, just ain't done that.
In favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay.
Thanks, Bradley.
Nobody doing
Just
that.
put some numbers.
This is the last time.
Thank you, Bradley, and good luck,
Thanks,
brother.
Thank
Before
you.
you run, all right? Thank you so much.
Revenue Department, Ms. Renee.
Good evening. I have tonight, consider to accept or deny bid on, property at 1226 Sarah Peterson Road. That was foreclosed by the county, and the investment to the county was $7,950, and the bid was for $7,950.
Motion by Mr. Bullock, second by Dr. O'Feeman Goins. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ms. Terry Duncan, Health and Human Services.
So I come today asking you to consider approving a professional services agreement with Columbus County in order to provide adequate coverage for the child health and maternity clinics at the Department of Health.
Motion by Mr. Britt,
Second.
second by Dr. O'Feeman Goins. Any discussion? Is this contract we get out of any time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Ms. Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 12 and item 13 is advisory appointments for May the 20th and June the 17th. And on the Kelly Dyke, we're trying to understand the statute where people can live and not live. So as soon as we get that, Greg, do you have it yet? You still,
The tax office is working on that.
we'll get you that information so we'll know, get the right people on that board. County manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to briefly review the calendar with you for the months of May and June. And point out that tomorrow morning at 8:30, the Bladen County Ministerial Association will meet at the hospital. On Wednesday, the Association of County Commissioners County Assembly Day will be held in Raleigh. Also, that morning at 10 a.m., the Sheriff's Office is having a memorial ceremony that you all are invited to. On Wednesdays, and I'll just say this is one Wednesday, but on Wednesdays at 5:30, I just want to remind you that Baldwin Branch Missionary Baptist Church continues to have the diabetes forums on Wednesdays at 5:30, so.
Greg, I
Yes,
don't
sir.
know if you plan on going to that memorial thing at the sheriff's office, you need to reserve your seat. If you haven't done it, you better do it before you leave. Okay.
Thank you. The Health and Human Services Advisory Board meets Monday the 13th at 5:30. The opioid working group meeting will be held at Southeastern Carolina Crossroads on Tuesday the 14th at 2 p.m. The Bladen County Fire Association meeting will be held at the Hickory Grove Fire Department on Thursday the 16th at 7 p.m. The White Lake Water Festival will be held the weekend of the Friday the 17th and Saturday the 18th. The board meets on the 20th at 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, the 23rd, from 8 until 4, the Cape Fear River Assembly meeting will have its annual conference in the Research Triangle Park. Offices are closed on Monday, the 27th, in observance of the Memorial Day holiday.
I add one thing,
Yes, sir.
on May the 7th, at 2 o'clock, they're gonna have East Point is gonna be in doing, they're moving the kiosk and that system of how you seek service, and this is an open house type thing, they're gonna have at 2 o'clock, and it's moving from the health department over to DSS.
Okay, yes,
So,
thank you.
they want us to come out and help them do that.
I can't do it, I already talked to them.
It's at 2 o'clock
What day?
on the 7th.
Tomorrow.
On the 7th, tomorrow.
Just for information, well, I'll do it later, go ahead.
Moving over to June, on Monday the 3rd at 8 a.m., there's a prayer service here in the boardroom. Also that evening at 5:30, there is a Board of Equalization and Review meeting, and the Board of Commissioners meets at 6:30. On Tuesday the 4th, the Bladen County Ministerial Association meets, the diabetes forums continue. On Monday the 10th at 5:30, the Health and Human Services Advisory Board meets. The opioid working group meeting will be held at 2 p.m. at the Health Department on the 11th. The Bladen County Fire Association meeting in June will be held on Thursday the 13th at 7 p.m. at the Kelly Fire Department. The board meets on the 17th at 6:30. On Thursday the 20th, the first of the Sunset Jams concert series begins at Golston's Beach at White Lake. And that's all we have for the month of June at this point. And,
I'll be great.
yes, sir. Just wanted to ask you to consider scheduling a special meeting regarding the budget for one day or evening next week or the following week.
Pleasure of the board.
Week of the
The week of the 13th,
We have a regular meeting on the 20th.
So you
Yeah,
just,
we do it on the
we could,
20th.
Well, now, we need to pull it in.
I
you
won't
do it
be,
on 20th. You can't do it on.
I said the 13th, but I won't be,
Let's do it on the 14th.
I'm in, John Greensboro is,
Okay.
Let's do it on the 14th, that Tuesday.
I got it.
What the 14th look like,
Doing the
y'all?
day, early.
Anytime, whatever
We'll
works.
do the 14th like we did last time. What time now?
Chamber, are you?
10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
When time you plan on doing it Tuesday?
Let's do it Tuesday like we did last time, we can, 9 o'clock?
Let's do it.
8 o'clock?
I can't be there.
Let's do 9.
David's a farmer, he got, get the crops
Let's
out.
do 9
I
o'clock.
got a day.
I bring some strawberries.
Let's do 9 o'clock Tuesday, 14th. I make a motion to do it 14 Tuesday night at 9 o'clock.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Stardale, second by Ms. Trivett. Any discussion?
What day is it?
14th at 9 o'clock.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday. 9 o'clock. All right, good enough, David.
She give me an excuse, never.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, David. Just a real brief update on the levy. Brandon and I are meeting with the permit guy Wednesday to ride those breaches, to see what permits we need. And Greg is looking for an engineer to see if we can get the design so we can finish our RRT application. And hopefully now, don't misquote me, the IRT is the military, and if we're trying to get them to do it. It's just shot in the dark.
Is this gonna be on that budget candidate, you gonna try and get nothing money in labor and that later? Do that nowhere? I'm just saying why the design and Bruce.
Condell, I'll work on that next, okay? I can't do it one thing at a time.
Now, when's this week?
Yeah, Brad and I are going Wednesday morning.
What time?
We're going at 7 o'clock. You're not invited. I mean, no one's invited, but Bradley and I just shared that information. Because we've got that ride, 2 more guys.
I could be here,
Okay. Be over there.
Where you going?
7 o'clock.
You can't go down the woods, how you get down the woods?
Individuals, Mr. Kenneth Clark.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kenneth Clark.
They got special ed.
I come before you all tonight, had a meeting with Mr. Martin Friday, and I was informed of this meeting tonight. But I would like to thank everybody for serving the county of Bladen for 17 years. I've done it with my heart. Sure haven't done it with the $26 a week I was getting. So I feel I've saved the county money. I know y'all voted to do what you gotta do, but when does this take place? Immediately?
The resolution will go to William Briston and Bill Raven, between 9 in the morning, and, as soon as the, legislature approves or disapproves it, then it'll be effective, one way or the other.
Okay.
So hopefully it won't, I'd say within a week, right, Rick? Maybe,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
be shortly.
Okay, cause I mean, you know, far which you can all, which always run unopposed, and I run unopposed. Everybody wants to know why somebody didn't run against me. It's not something everybody wants to do for $5,600 a year. That's what the corner position is. But I always felt that I could save the money, the county more money than that. Just to reiterate, my heart's in this county. But, you know, my question to the state is who's gonna respond to natural deaths? She said she didn't know what the coroner did. Does the medical examiner, are they gonna handle natural deaths?
We're not, you can ask us that and we'll get you a response. I'm not opening
Okay.
the question to the office.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
So if you want,
Because I've
Ricky,
always,
write that down.
I voiced some opinions or some concerns I had about the county's well-being. I voiced those to Mr. Martin Friday, and I don't know if they came up or not. But, I wanna be brought to the foresight as to when this is gonna end. And on top of that, my last question was who's gonna do natural deaths? Because the county needs to be covered. Cause on a natural death site, if one of your loved ones dies, the hospital does not know what to do with it, with that body. I'm sorry, they just don't. They called me the weekend. So, it's just with heavy hearts,
Yeah, and I
because of the county.
I certainly understand it, and I thank you for your years of service. The state is changing the directions, how they're doing things like that. And what I understand is the directions from the state is the MEs, and they'll be taken care of. And if that's not the case, then that Ms. Trish can come back and explain it to us if that's not the case, that they've Mr. Hubert was a coroner and a medical examiner.
I was too.
Well, they didn't grandfather you in. You're not a medical examiner now, is what I was.
No, but it's the same term as Mr. Hubert.
Yeah, but he was grandfathered in, and you're not grandfathered in.
He's not a medical examiner.
He was grandfathered in, I'm not arguing with you, Kenneth, he was grandfathered in as a medical examiner, is what I was told. And then when he chose not to run and you got elected, they did not grandfather you in as a medical examiner. And the direction and statutes that we've seen is that's the direction the state is going in. And my thing to the state was, if you're gonna choose the MEs and you're gonna send me an invoice for $200, you should be paying the $200. I shouldn't be paying it. That's one of my questions the other day, but that's just the way it is. And thank you for your service. And
But just,
the board has made a decision, and we'll send it, and we'll find out the answer to that, but it won't be long.
but just to be clear, I mean, Dr. Butts appointed me as medical examiner also when Mr. Hubert had his heart bypass surgery. So I was also a medical examiner and assistant coroner until they changed their system.
Right.
I just
And
want everybody to know I was.
they didn't grandfather you in that when you got elected.
I know.
So that's the difference. from what
There's
we
still
did in
needs
the
in
past.
county, and I want the county to be covered.
Okay, we're gonna be covered.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ken.
Anyone else? Thank you. Greg, we need to get this air conditioning fixed.
We will.
You get some microphone.
That's some of that community
That's been-
college budget money to fix the air conditioning.
Can you get the, mics back?
They're working on
That's
that.
been ordered, I think that's
Okay.
been ordered.
Just joking. Mr. Kinlaw?
I gave Maria their own dates for the fire association meeting. It's this Thursday the 9th at Kelly Fire Park.
Okay.
Just to make everybody
Uh,
aware. Next month's secret.
Motion to adjourn. Dallas, second by Mr. Truman. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed?